at all. So it might be nice, my glasses aren't even on my head, I haven't taken them off. So it might be a nice gentle start today. Right then, ladies and gents, let's come into our set position. Don't know what the balance is going to be like today, but we'll try. Heels just underneath your hips and soft and relaxed through the knees. When you're ready to breathe in, breathe all the way up the length of the spine. So you're making yourself as tall as possible, really setting your posture, and then gently drawing the abdominals in to just engage your core. When you're ready from here, both arms, just circle them around. Breathe in as you lift them, and then breathe out as you're pulling your elbows down towards the side of your rib cage. If you want to add in a heel raise, when you lift the arms, you can lift up the heels. Try and keep the knees soft, so you encourage a little bit more stability work around the ankles and the knees. Give your glutes a little squeeze to help stabilise your hips. And breathe in with the lift and out, pull down. And 2 more circles here. As you come into the centre, we're going to step over to the right, hands towards mid-chest, and take the arms wide. So a little breath in as you stride across, and then breathing out, just to lightly tap your foot as it comes back into centre. So I'm obviously moving a little bit slower this morning, but if you want to speed up a little, that's fine too. Or you can just take your time and enjoy that stretch. Pressing down to the edge of your left foot. Try not to put any weight into your right foot as you step in, and twice more here. This time we're going to step backwards and we're going to twist to the left. So a stride back, a turn, and a tap in. So nice long stride. Nice, the balance is gone. So once you've taken that stride back, give your glutes a little squeeze and try and keep the weight placed in your front heel. Now if you want to start adding a knee lift, lift the knee up as you come forward. Relax the shoulders as you lift the arms. Feel the rotation through the upper body. And as you come forward, try not to lock out that standing knee. Little tug of the tailbone, so you might find a little bit more stretch into your hip. The next time we stride back, just stride back and stay back. Put the back heel down and straighten both legs, hands behind the back and a lift in your chest. Hinging forward from the hips and almost lifting the bottom up away from your heel. I feel like I've got this massive gap at the side of my mouth, which I have, obviously. It feels like I'm lisping as I talk and slappering. Sorry. Breathing out as you hinge forwards. Trying to think about lengthening the back of your left leg by lifting the bottom up, but still thinking about your posture, keeping a gentle squeeze between the shoulder blades as you hinge forwards. And just one more time. We're going to step back into the centre, so bringing your feet back underneath your hips, and then we're going to step out to the left. So hands to chest, sit back into the hips, light tap of the foot, breathing in. Breathing out to rise. In through the nose and out through the mouth. So as you stride across, we're looking for a stretch in the right inner thigh. Keep your foot flat onto the floor. Legs is protesting because there's no fish sticks left. And again, push the bottom a little further back to find more stretch if you need it. Think about the spine as you step across, keeping it nice and long. We're still keeping a nice strong connection through our upper back. Once more as you step across, and then stepping backwards this time. Step back, turn to your right, and then tap forwards. Try and keep the shoulders stacked above the hips as you stride back. So you're not letting the upper back round. We're trying to keep the crown of the head still pulled upwards towards the ceiling. Feel the weight in that front heel, and drive down through that front heel. You can try and bend a little deeper into that back knee. As you're bending deeper, keep the tailbone tucked, so encourage more stretch around the hip flexor. And twice more here. Keep the eye gaze nice and level as you turn your head. And the next time you step back, just a nice long stride back and straighten both legs, placing the back heel down and hands behind the back. So nice and square with the hips and the shoulders and that hinge from the hips. So you get the feeling you're lifting your tailbone, your bottom up towards the ceiling, keeping the front heel pressed in towards the floor. And again, just aware of the upper back, not rounding as you hinge forward. So not only then are we switching our postural muscles on, we're finding more stretch into the hamstrings and getting that nice hinge feeling from the hips. And when I say nice, you know what I mean. And your last one here. As we step our feet back in, feet under hips, and then we come out to our squat. So taking the feet from hip distance, just a little wider than your hip sockets, and open the knees. Hands to chest, sitting into your squat. Pull the arms back. Breathe in through the nose, and then breathe out through the mouth. We're going to alternate knee lifts. Right knee lifts, just outside hips, and then your left knee lifts. Try and keep the shoulders, again, stacked above the hips here, because it's so tempting to almost lean to the side. So the head shoots up towards the ceiling. Now you can try and take your squat a little bit wider. So you reach a little wider out with the foot, and your weight has to shift then from one leg pulling across to the other. That way we start to get our inner thighs and outer thighs working. Again, if it feels okay, you can take the feet even wider. As you're taking the feet wider, just slightly turn out the toes, and don't forget to open the knees at the bottom of your squat. Once more each way. And then this time, taking your feet wide and coming into our side bends, lifting that left hip, up towards the ceiling, pulling the left elbow up. I'm really focused on keeping the right leg straight. So there's a gentle squeeze down the front of that right thigh, little nodding with the chin, so the neck and the spine stay nicely aligned. And again, the more you lift your left hip, the more stretch we're going to find into the inner thigh. You can let the arm lift a little higher, so almost reaching towards the side of the room. And your last two here, and then into your last one. And then holding. Changing sides, so your right foot faces forward, left foot to the diagonal, but push the left hip forward so the hips stay nice and square to the front. Lift that right elbow. Breathe out as you tip. Try to keep the legs straight, so a gentle squeeze through both thighs as you move. And then again, you can reach the arm a little further. Keep that gentle squeeze between your shoulder blades. So again, as you tip to the side, the ears, the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the ankles, all stay perfectly aligned down the side of the body. And coming into your last one. Right into centre when you're ready, and take one of your weights. So just having your weights in your right hand to begin with. We're going to work into the back of the shoulder, stability and balance. So your left leg just takes a little stride back with a soft knee. We hinge forward and we stick the right buttock behind. When you're ready, you open your arm just below shoulder level and you tap in your foot. Trying to keep the hips back behind the heel, chest lifted, chin slightly nodded in, and a little squeeze between your shoulder blades. From there we add a bicep curl. We lift the knee forward and then we extend to the back. If that feels too much, stay with the first movement and just stay here. If you can, bring the shoulders back above the hips, extend the leg, and breathe. Reaching out to the side of the room and then just the front of the shoulder. As you reach the front of the shoulder, you're trying to get your elbow nice and close towards your rib cage. 2 more hinges from here, and then your last one, and hold at the top. Holding your balance, just come into a single arm press. Now as you go into the single arm press, try not to let your shoulders tip to the side. So you're squeezing your glutes. If you want to add the leg, you extend the leg forward, bring it back to 90 degrees. Push through the toes. Don't worry about keeping the knee too high as the leg extends. Bring the knee just below hip, push with the hand and push with your toes. For 4 here. Keep squeezing the bottom for 3. Nice strong connection to your core for your 2. and then your last one, and hold. Hinge forward again, keeping the left foot light, just pull up with the elbow and ease into tricep kickbacks. So we've not got our chest too low, we're lengthening, but we're pulling the bottom back behind the heels. As you're extending the arm, we're able to keep the upper part of the arm still and really focus on the squeeze down the back of the arm to extend from the elbow. Check in, belly button softly drawn towards the spine and chin nicely nodded in. Again, trying to keep the left foot as light as possible, so all the weight staying in your right heel. Don't let the knee drop forward, keep sticking the bottom back. 3 to go here, feel 2, and then into your last one, and rise. Heel down, weight in front of your thighs, stretching out the hamstrings. Knees are soft, chin is in, shoulder blades are together. From there, we push the hips back and we drive ourselves forward. Keeping the chin nodded in as we hinge. Because if we try and look forward as we come forward, the lower back's more tempted to round. So if you can think about keeping the chin in, so your ears are in line with your shoulders as you come to that hinge. Again, we're going to feel more stretch into the hamstrings, and we use the hamstrings even more as we push up. Breathing in, breathing out to rise. Try not to lock out the knees, keep them soft. Try and push the hips back, that's what's going to create the length and the work into the hamstrings. And the throb in my face. 3 to go here. 2, and then your last one. And hold. Bring the weight to your breastbone, take the feet wide, elbows in. So let's come into some squats and some extension. Hips back and add a press. Breathe in as you sit back, drive through the heels, and then squeeze your glutes to push your hips forward underneath of your shoulders. Chin is in. Notice how the elbows almost come towards the tops of your knees. If the elbows go wide, the upper back tends to round. So keeping those elbows pulled in as you squat, you might not go as low, but it's going to really focus that connection through our upper back. You're going to try some balance, lift the heels with your press, and I can hold onto the ceiling when needed. Here, breathing in, breathe out, extend. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That little brace through the core and that press. Try and go back a little further into the hips. The more you pull your hips back, the more you're going to also work your quads right down the front of your thighs. 2 more to the top. Then your last one. And hold. Weight into your left hand. So weight into the left hand, your right foot takes a little stride back. We hinge, so the bottom again is back, and we come to that single arm fly. As you bring the weight in, you can tap your foot forward, then tap it behind. It can be a small tap, just to here, or you might want to try and extend the leg fully. If you're extending the leg fully, squeeze the front of the thigh and squeeze the bottom at the same time. From there, we add in our bicep curl. So when you're ready, as you come into centre, push through the front heel, breathe in as you tip, and then breathe out to rise. Again, try not to look forwards. As you hinge forward, we're looking down towards the ground. We're feeling the shoulder blades squeezing inwards towards the spine. And that little core brace as we hinge forward to help us maintain our neutral spine. 4 to go here. Breathing in and out with the lift. For 3. Keep squeezing the bottom as you push the hips forward. That's going to help the balance here. And as we come to the top this time, we hold. Weight into shoulder and a single press. Again, it's tempting to tip. Using our core for stability first. Drawing the shoulder blade down to the back of the rib cage. So when you push the weight up, the shoulder isn't moving to your ear. If it does, the whole back will change position. If you want to add in that leg extension, just stretch the diagonal with your toes. Breathe out on the press, breath into the centre. Out through the mouth, into release. Chin is in, crown of head up towards the ceiling. For 3, 2, and your last one. And then step that foot behind, bring the elbow up slightly and into your kick back now. Not too far forward with the chest. Squeeze the elbow in towards your rib cage. And then try and get the arms straight as you can. Holding for a second and then resisting. Feel the bend comes from the elbow rather than the whole arm dropping. Neck long, tailbone softly drawn towards heels. So giving that strong connection to our core the whole way through. Out through the mouth and the push, in through the nose to release. And again, strong squeeze into the back of the arm for 3. Keep lifting the chest for 2. And then your last one, and hold. Bring the weight down and step back into centre. Let's come back to those squats with the press, this time with a knee lift, so elbows are in. We squat, we press, we lift one knee, we add in a tricep extension. So we're slowly bringing all the moves together. Holding, reach the base of the neck, and then back out into your squat. Option just to tap the foot lightly to help give you balance as you go into the press. Bracing your core. Notice that when you lift the knee, it doesn't come across the midline of your body. Try and keep the knee in line with the hip so you can still see you've got that gap between your thighs. As we go into triceps press, reach down to the base of the neck. Brace the core as you press, nodding the chin and reach back. At the same time, a little tuck under with your tailbone. So we've got all our balance muscles working. Our core switching on as we have the press. Don't worry about the balance, that's just me, hopefully. And once more on each side. We're going to come into some shoulder work next. The back of the shoulder, working through our rotator cuff. So what I'd like to do here is bring the weight down, bring your feet down, and weight into your right hand. You're going to step over to the right, keeping the right shoulder held back. And as you step in, bring the elbow to 90 degrees. So breathe in, reach towards the knee. Breathe out, elbow just below shoulder level. Don't let the back flex as you bring the weight forward. Keeping our postural muscles switched on. So we're keeping that nice alignment of the spine. Again, sticking out the bottom. Light tap onto the toe. Or again, you can put the foot flat onto the floor. Breathe in as you reach. Breathe out with the lift. Feeling that shoulder blade squeezing right in towards the spine every time you rise. 4 to go here. You can use your left arm to help counterbalance. 3, 2, and your last one. Same leg moving, bring the weight down to the middle of the chest. All one move if we can. Step back and twist into a lunge and tap forwards. Step and twist and keep it slow so you can really be aware of your balance, but your hips stay square to the front of the room. Again, still try not to put any weight on that right foot as it steps forward. Also be aware that your shoulders stay above your hips. If you're back round, it's quite hard for the spine to twist efficiently with the back in a flexion position. So as much as we're striding back, I want to be very focused on how long our spine is. That feeling of still keeping the crown of the head drawn up towards the ceiling. 3 to go, I'm blaming all the drugs. For 2, we'll make with the whiskey. And your last one. And hold. Bring your right foot forward. Keep the weight on the breastbone. Sit back into the hips, add a little press forward and pull it back to your breastbone. Breathe in, breathe out to rise. Again, as you push the weight forward, don't round the back. Keep lifting the chest as you sit back into your hips. Pull your weight in towards your breastbone by squeezing your shoulder blades together. Keep that squeeze into the shoulder blades as you push the weight forward. Keep that little brace, that connection through your core. Just 2 more here. So again, we've got all the body working together. And step in. Let's come to the left. So feet back to hip distance. Roll the shoulder back, stride across. The weight comes just above the knee and then the elbow comes just below your shoulder. The spine stays nice and long. The hips pull back and then they drive forwards. They drive right underneath the hips each time. Light tap of the foot. So we're still challenging balance and stability when we come into centre. Watch you not bending from the back, because then it means we're lifting from the back. The whole time, strong straight back. All the work, all that lovely load stays in your legs. 4 to go here. 3, 2 more. And again, we're going to keep the whole body working as one. We hold, keep the heel lifted, bring the weight just below breastbone so you can drop the shoulders down. We're going to turn to the right, step and twist, bend into the back knee, push out the front heel. Let the weight sink down into that back knee. Now again, keeping the shoulders above the hips as you step, keeping the crown of the head pulled up towards the ceiling. And notice your front knee doesn't slide forward as you sink into that back knee. Turning with the chest, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Notice the relaxation through the shoulders, they're just dropping down away from the ears, so no tension in those shoulders. 4 to go. If it feels okay, you might want to stride a little further back. You might want to make it a bit smaller. Last 2. Keep tucking under with the tailbone and then coming in to your last one and holding. Left leg now comes forward. Straighten the left leg, so you're just on the ball of the foot. Weight to breastbone, elbows in, pull into your rib cage. Push the hips back and push the weight forward. Pull back to centre. Breathe in. Think about your posture through the upper body. You're not trying to push the weight as far as you can. The more focus on those shoulder blades, holding in towards the spine. The weight moving back into the heel, into the bottom. Squeezing your right buttock to drive the hips forward back into the shoulders. And notice how the weight's staying level with the breastbone as you push forward. And that allows us to keep drawing our shoulder blades down away from the ears. 3 to go. 2, and your last one. And then you can hold. I think I definitely need to lie down. I'm going quite dizzy. Let's come down onto the floor. Oh, yeah. Maybe still unfit from my holiday. It's all the meds I'm not sure which it is this morning. Right, coming down into a lying position. We're going to come onto our back and we're just going to focus on our core work first of all. So our core works when we keep our back in a fixed position and we move our limbs. So the main focus is the stability first and the movement of the limbs second. So in a lying position, you can have your feet on the ground, not too close, knees about 90 degrees. We press the weight up so it's over our breastbone and we can still have the shoulders drawing away from the ears. Squeeze the elbows in a little so your elbows are pointing again to your thighs. That's going to help you bring your shoulder blades in towards each other. Bring the knees above the hips or keep the feet on the ground. If you're above the hips, a little tilt back into imprint. Right leg extends, keeping the back in a soft imprint. Now think about the rib cage. As you take the arms back, that's when the ribs want to pull away from your hips. So you want to feel that soft connection with the ribs drawing down towards the hips. And notice I'm not going all the way to the floor, I'm just trying to find that bite point where my focus is keeping the lower back in a soft connection, soft contact with the ground. Breathing in as you open. Breathe out as you close. Now we can add on. We can come into a double leg extension, holding just a little bit longer. So you extend your right leg and hold. Brace your core, extend your left leg. Right leg comes in, left leg and arms. So open the right leg, sorry. Then the left leg, right knee in, bring arms and left leg in. If you feel the back starting to lift when you extend that second leg, either stay with the single leg or take the leg higher. So you're holding the lower back down first and foremost. Knee comes in, knee and legs come in. Knee and legs, knee and arms, sorry. Breathing in, breathe out, hold. Take a breath in, breathe out, reset. 2 more. Keep a slight nod in with the chin and still feel your ribs holding down gently towards the hips. Core braces, we hold on to that brace, we come in, bring one foot down, the other foot down and hold the weight up. Walk your feet back towards the bottom. Come into the hip bridge, top of the hip bridge we start. Chin is in, shoulders are away from your ears. Your bottom is squeezed. Halfway down with the hips and to a tricep press. So we're not touching the floor with the bottom. We're going to squeeze the bottom to push up as we extend the arms. Again, slow breath in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Notice how the upper arms aren't moving, they aren't changing position. Shoulders are pressing into the ground. You're breathing into lower and breathing out on the push. Each time you push from your glutes rather than trying to press through your heels. Sometimes we push through the heels more, which is fine. I guess the hamstring is working too. But try and almost relax your feet and see if you can just push up with your hips. 2 more here. Out breath on that push, not touching the floor at the bottom. Hold at the top. Lift the heels. Squeeze the bottom, lifting the bottom a little higher. From here, it's going to take a pull over, lower the heels, lift the heels, bring the weight in. So reach back, hold the hips up, let the heels come down, let the heels come up, and then arms back to centre. Keeping the heels lifted as you extend, place them down slowly, lift them both up, and then bring the weight back. Now just checking your knees are still in line with your hips, heels down, heels up, and then to centre. Again, 2 more. Down with the heels, up with the heels, arms come in. 1 more time. Down, up, hold. Keep the heels lifted, keep the weight here. Just drop the hips halfway and push it for 10, 9, 8. So you can't push through the heels now. You've got to squeeze your glutes to drive up with the hips. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Put the heels down and then roll down through the spine and relax. Coming into a sideline position when you're ready. We're going to work with the tricep again. Just the one this time. So you want to just bend your bottom knee and have your top leg out straight. You bring the top arm above your shoulder, so the shoulder just sliding away from the ear and your leg lifting. We're going to bend the knee so the knee comes forward and bend the elbow. Then you extend back to the start position. Breathing in as the knee comes forward. Breathing out to extend. In through the nose, out through the mouth. When your knee comes forward, you're lining your top knee just up with your bottom knee. So kind of come into that clam alignment. Now think about the front of the rib cage. Gently draw the rib cage down. Feel the shoulder blade gently tucking in towards the back of the rib cage. So you can bring the knee a little higher without changing the position of the spine. 4 to go here. Squeeze the glutes and the extension. Breathe in as it comes forward. Out with a push. For 2. And then your last one. And holding at the top. Bring the leg down for a second. Roll your shoulder back. We're going to bring the arm forward. As you pull the arm back, then you get to lift the leg back up. Now as the arm comes forward, try not to let the shoulder blade move away from the spine. So as you pull the arm back this time, tuck the shoulder blade into the spine and try and hold it there as you lower the arm. Notice the arm's not coming any lower than the shoulder line itself. So it stops parallel to the floor and back up. Now the leg as it lifts, a gentle squeeze through the front of the thighs. It's a nice straight strong leg the whole way through. 2 more here. And then your last one. And you can give everything a little rest. Bring it down. We're going to try those 2 moves together and we're going to do 5 combinations. If it feels too much at any point, do feel free to take a rest. So rest the head, rest the shoulder, extend the leg, shoulder away from your ear, and then when you're ready, knee comes forward, elbow bends, extend. Leg lowers, arm comes forward. Pull up the leg, pull up the arm. Shoulder away from the ear, breathing, knee slowly coming forwards, out to press. In through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, take a soft breath in again, breathe out for the push, 2 to go, in slowly, out strong, in as you come forward, out with a press, 1 last time. I think this is the last one, maybe 6 now, I've lost count. And definitely your last one. And bring it all down, bring the knee forward. From here, just to release the hip. Stack up the hip. Excuse me. So I just want a little bit of internal rotation. So what we're going to do from here is lift the whole leg. Letting the knee come down, up, down, up. Almost trying to turn the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. Just 5 more here. 4, knees lightly touch. 3, 2, your last one. Lower the whole leg and lift the whole leg for 10. 9, keep the knee fixed at 90 degrees, 8, 7, so feel those outer thighs working again. Little brace through the core as you lift, 5, I better use my fingers, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it come down. Have a rub, now let's have a roll over. If we can. That's the hard bit, isn't it? More ways than one today. Right, as we lie down back into that sideline position, start with the clamp position, so you've got your knees forward. The arm's going to extend up and your leg comes out to a slight diagonal. So shoulder away from ear and your hip pulling away from your rib. When you're ready, the arm bends and the knee slowly comes forward, aligning it with your bottom knee. And then extend away. Notice as you bend the elbow, the shoulder itself is not moving towards the ear. Then think about the rib cage. Try not to force the ribs forward. Feel like you're softly drawing them down ever so slightly towards the hips. So then we can feel, hopefully, that we're using our upper abdominals more to maintain the alignment as we move. Notice the upper arm stay in the set position. Slow breath in to come down. The out breath. The out breath engages our core when we need it most, and that's when we push. So feel the in breath. Breathe out, push. 1 more time. Hold. Bring the leg down for a second. Roll the shoulder back. Bring the arm as far forward as you can. Might just be to here, which is fine. And then lift the leg as you lift the arm. Or you might find you can bring the arm a little lower. Try not to lock out the arm. Keep a soft bend in the elbow. And when you lift the arm, Feel we initiate the movement from the shoulder blade. Feel the shoulder blade slides into the spine first, rather than trying to pull the arm up. Squeeze back. Soft breath into lower. Out breath nice and strong. In through the nose, out through the mouth. 4 to go here. A smaller range of movement with the arm if needed. We can always put the weight down. I've got a bit of a lighter one today. Your last one. And hold. Bring it down for a second. Just take a little release. We're going to combine those moves together and we're just going to do 5 if that helps. So we'll reset the shoulders. When you're ready, extend the arm up, lift the leg. So we bend the knee and the elbow. Knee lines up with the bottom knee. Extend. Bring the leg and arm down slowly and pull back up. Breathe in. Start to breathe out with a push. Take a slow breath in. Breathe out with the lift. In through the nose. Out through your mouth. Slow breath in. Breathe out. I think there's 2 left. Could be wrong, it might only be 1, but we'll do another one just to be sure. If your counting is better than mine, you can stop if we have done 5. And then hold. Bring the arm and bring the leg down. Put the weight down. Bring that top knee forwards. So again, the feet are stacked and the knees are aligned. We're going to lift the top knee and then we're going to rotate the knee down, up, down, up. I think my headphones just gone flat as well, just to make the day even better. Hopefully you can still hear okay. So turning the foot up towards the ceiling, letting the knee come down towards that bottom knee, and feel it really comes in from the hip. So we've got that pelvic stability, engaging our core to keep the pelvis in place. For 3, 2, your last one, we lift and lower the whole leg. So keep the knee at 90, push up from the hip. Again, just a little bit higher than the hip, but just try and make sure that as you lift the leg, you're not physically letting your hips roll back. 5 left. Breathe out on the rise. Let the leg almost feel heavy. It feels heavy anyway. 3, 2, and your last one. And rest. Right, I think we need to stretch those out, don't we? I know I do. As we roll onto our back, let's do the figure 4 one, because it's nice getting into those glutes. Let's do the leg first that's just been working. So let's give that a release. Bring the left over the right, making a figure 4. Pushing your right hip down on the floor. So we just focus first of all on making our pelvis level. You're gently encouraging your left knee away, while still pressing down for your right hip, your right buttock. You can nod in the chin, anchor into the shoulders. If you want to deepen the stretch, take the hands behind your right thigh. Keeping the chin nodded in, and still trying to gently encourage your left knee away, but still encouraging your right buttock down to the floor. Try and roll your spine back down on the ground, pushing your tailbone away. That creates a little bit more length into the spine, helps you come back into neutral position, and it should deepen the stretch a little around the hip. When you're ready, bring your right foot down if it's not already. Open up the arms, keep the ribs, the shoulders still, and just take your left foot over to the right. Knee stays at 90 degrees. You should feel a stretch around the hip here now on the left hand side. You're gently pushing your top knee away. Not forcing it, but just gently increasing the stretch. If that stretch is too much, let the knee come closer towards your shoulder. If you want to deepen the stretch, you push the knee away slightly. You breathe into the back of the ribs. You breathe out and relax down to your shoulders, down to your spine. When you're ready, bring your bottom leg up so your thighs come together, and then pull the legs back into centre. Left foot comes down. Just leveling the pelvis first, keeping the hips level as your right knee comes across. Gently again, encourage your right knee away and your left buttock down. So the focus of that pelvis again, staying level. That's enough of a stretch, stay here. If you want to add on, Take the hands behind your left thigh. Try and roll the shoulders back into the ground. Now you might notice as you've lifted your left leg, your back's gently pressed into the floor. Try and roll away with the spine, like you're trying to roll the pelvis gently away. You can encourage your right knee a little further forwards. And we should feel this around the left hip, left buttock, right hip, right buttock, sorry. Whichever leg's lifted and bent here at 90 degrees, that's the one we should feel it in. When you're ready, bring the left foot down, open up the arms, anchor the shoulders and the back of the ribs, and then let your foot come over to the floor. Relax the back, but anchor the shoulders. Again, you can place the hand on the knee and gently encourage the knee away. Nodding with the chin, making my own words up today. Chin. And then take a big breath in. As you breathe out, lift the bottom leg up so it comes to the top leg so your thighs are together, and then you can pull both knees back into centre. Then you can unwrap your legs, take them wider than your hips. Keep the ribs in place. You can let the hips move as you roll to the left and the right, or right then left, whichever way suits. You're taking your knee towards your opposite heel. Trying to move both legs evenly. Again, you're almost rolling across from one hip to the other, but you're still trying to keep the back of the ribs and the shoulders down on the ground. Once more each way. And then we can rest in the centre. Bring your feet back into parallel, so knees back in line with hips. Then draw the knees into the chest, holding just below your knees, tucking your chin, and you can give yourself a gentle push forwards. Roll it up through the spine, and then when you're ready, come down to your hands and knees. So hands just under shoulders, move beneath the hips. Nice long spine and shoulders away from your ears. Let's go from cat to cow. Try and roll through the back. Tuck the bottom under into the mid back before you go to the upper back. Then lower your belly. Try and lift your tailbone and lift your rib cage. Again, roll under with the bottom. Roll through to the mid back, easing into the upper back. Let the belly come down, but lift the bottom up. Then lift your heart, lift your rib cage. And then again, rolling back through into your cat stretch. Somebody mentioned cats. And then bringing your chest forward and lifting your heart again. From centre, we're going to come into our box position. Toes are tucked under and pushing back onto the balls of the feet. Walking the hands back towards the feet when you're ready. Keeping the knees soft, you can keep the hands on the ground or elbows onto your thighs. Tucking the chin, relax neck, shoulders and spine. And lift up the belly button towards the back. When you're ready, take a breath in. On the out breath, you're going to roll back up through the spine, bringing the shoulders gently back above your hips. As you roll the shoulders back above the hips, roll the shoulder blades down, pull the crown of the head up to the ceiling, give the bottom a squeeze and just take a little turn to your right and then around to the left. So hand just reaching to the opposite hip, looking around the room and trying not to look down towards the floor. And once more here. And then in centre, shrug up those shoulders with an in-breath and then your out-breath. And again, a breath in through the nose and out to release. And well done, ladies and gents. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Fast